So people can't give us some summoner spells, give away some information, and after we get to the 3-minute mark, we will be able to take away that. Model minority will be top, which I am excited about. Kuniv will be still playing Rammus in the jungle. Again, you know, good Lee Sin players tend to like to play Rammus too, it appears.
Might as well. He wasn't banned.
Yeah, exactly.
He was not banned. The Lee Sin was banned though. It might have been target banned.
It's funny, like it's like when Rammus sneaks through. I almost see people actually like type out like if they're doing like the picks in chat. It's like they almost like put exclamation points when they're so excited. They're like, "Yeah, I finally get to play Rammus because he's banned all the time." And he is a really, really good ganker. I mean, we saw him high risk no reward play him against Matt Damon earlier in their pool. Hank was just like flying around. He was kind of unsuccessful at first, and I was kind of like, this Rammus isn't working out, but then he came through with like a double kill and was really key in a lot of the later team fights. That taunt's so potent, and he's so tanky. So Johnny's gonna be out of the jungle now. So Johnny has a lot of slows in CC. She's really damage light though. That's like her only weakness. Is she really can't deal a lot of damage, but she can facilitate a lot of ganks like a Maokai or something like that. And her ult is great for counter initiating. If you get initiate on, you can throw that all out, counter initiate instantly, or you can use it to initiate. It's basically like an Ashe arrow. And so, heaven forbid you have an Ashe and a Johnny on your team. You have double effectiveness with those ults. But again, you know, if they get to late game, Corki's pretty good late game, and so is Rise as an AP caster carry-wise. And they have a lot of tankiness between Soraka and Yorick. So much tankiness so that, you know, as long as they can keep those two characters up, they have a good chance in team fights. However, I feel if one of them does get picked off and fall, their team is pretty damage light. For a lot of instances where if you go look over at Matt Damon's team, you have a Tryndamere, you have, I'll show you the summoner spells real quick, you have a Tryndamere, you have Ziggs, you have Ashe. They're all going to deal a lot more damage. You have another damage dealer to account for in there. So it should be interesting watching them try to take down these characters with all this support. I have a feeling, you know, if Matt Damon, they're pretty good at, they played High-Risk No Reward very, very strongly. They actually arguably won early game. So I feel like, you know, if they can put up that performance against High-Risk No Reward against this team, you know, I think they have a good shot of also getting the advantage early game. If they have the advantage early game, I feel like they have enough technical teamwork to actually pull through and snowball it. But it'll be interesting to see. Do you have any thoughts on any of the matchups, like top matchup, you know, Tryndamere versus Yorick? What do you think about that?
Nope.
Nope? That nothing?
Nothing.
All right, at least you're honest. That's fine. That's cool.
Nothing.
What do you think about Ashe Sona versus Soraka Corki?
Ashe.
Because you are a bottom player.
Yeah. Ashe Sona can't really farm that well. Once they reach 6, Corki's gonna have that full advantage because he's gonna have the mana battery from Soraka. He's just gonna clear the wave with his Q. Ashe is gonna have a hard time, but once Ashe and Sona hit 6, they can coordinate. Maybe kill that bot lane with their 2 ults together combined.
Lots of sun. Maybe have a jungler come in. Obviously, Rammus on their team, so
yeah, but
he's super
having
effective.
about three heals on one team is kind of stupid. We know about that.
Yeah, we actually saw earlier, like, you know, teams of Vayne trying to kill people, but it just wasn't working out because there were so many heals coming in.
Exactly.
Double heal bot lanes with the Soraka. Not a big fan of that. Very frustrating if you are a player that likes to actually kill your enemy champion. I mean, I think it was what team was it? Was it Matt Damon versus High-Risk No Reward? I think it was. And basically, Soraka had been caught out. She'd been like Sonic Waves, Tempest, stunned, and like everybody was chasing her, and she still just ran all the way back to tower. Was like, yeah, I'm fine. Exactly. Healed a bunch. Counter initiate came in. The rest was history. So again, if you are just tuning in, this is the Game Breakers 5v5 LAN tournament. This is Pool B. We're just getting near the end of it. Going to wrap up. Raise Your Weapon PV Crunch have moved on from Pool A. They will play in the semifinals against the Seed 1 and Seed 2 of this pool, which features High Risk No Reward, some Gupsal, Milf Hunters, and Team Matt Damon. So Team Matt Damon, purple team, some Gupsal, blue team. Have some experience with these guys. Watched the cast of their games, or their scrims actually, as they were moving up into here. And so, I mean, all I have to say is, however these games work out, the final game is going to be something to look forward for. The semifinals, even. I mean, the teams right now that are left in this are pretty good. Looks like we got some haters for minorities Tryndamere, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see how bad it is or how good it is. TBD actually, team name for this is Samgyup Sol, but we do call them TBD because when they were practicing for the scrim, they hadn't decided their team name yet, so we called them to be determined. So for sure, instead of coming up with some acronym for the other way, we're just going to go with TBD in honor of them. You can find them on our YouTube at youtube.com/RaiseYourWeaponMedia. Click on the scrims playlist. You can find those games against Team Make It Rain. I am Pato, and with me is Mr.
TK Rain.
Yeah. So it looks like a lot of pings towards red. Purple actually wants to defend, or maybe they don't. Blue's actually now pinging crazily down towards bottom tri-brush. It's kind of interesting. A lot of teams that have already advanced are warming up or playing other games for fun here, chatting with each other. We've seen actually a lot of invades today. Again, CV got nerfed and we kind of lost that from the game. A lot of supports out taking offensive spells like Exhaust like we see here, or taking Team Heal. And in this case, it leads to a lot more engagements and invasions because there's no CV to spot out the enemy team, do a lot more heavy warding. And so in this case, looks like we will maybe have an invade here. But both teams playing pretty passively, and this is actually one of the first few games where we've actually seen that. Team Matt Damon waiting around here. See, Corky's going to blue pill probably with Soraka, and they're going to walk up lane. That is the safer option than actually running back there through the jungle. It could be very, very unsafe, especially with a lot of invasions on red. Kuhn's going to roll over here, get himself some wolves. Defensive ball curling. Johnny going to do the same thing. Both teams standard starts, nothing too crazy. Tryndamere, of course, blue pilling and walking back up the lane. This is always a good idea to blue pill. Don't be lazy. Don't walk through the jungle. And go for LOL in the semifinals game. Mega Zero, player that should know better, actually walked straight into VVV. Was waiting in the brush as a 5 in this middle brush here by red after I had just got done talking about how you should probably blue pill back because it's safer. And that was not a good event for him, but the team ended up coming back winning. Anybody knows Mega Zero's Tryndamere, that is on point. Now he was able to carry that game pretty hard. Morty's going to actually chunk the heck out of York up here. This way. And Ziggs, again, that spam. He's spammy characters are very, very good against Rise. Very, very slow character. Has to close that distance. Soraka finally rotating down. Looks like they will level up here shortly. Didn't do golem tricks. The Johnny's going to clear golems here. With that Northern Winds. Doesn't quite have the same damage as as that was Highwind over, if in case you heard him over the top. I'm really excited over there playing a fun game, I guess, over there. All random, all bottom, I believe, is what he's playing. Puka again, player to watch for Team TBD. Very, very strong player. Probably one of their best players. He is actually in mid now. He'll be taking on Ziggs.
Up top.
A lot of heavy ganks coming from Ram. Ram's can actually flash out of this so deep. York's barely going to escape. And apparently there was a mouse issue or something. I don't know, yeah, because it looked like he was in a weird position when he was finally down there, so something might have happened. Maybe a wireless mouse slow on batteries, who knows. York, already eaten all his pots to try to get health back up here. Same with Mickey Pennant, wants to rush that tier into Manamune. Sonnet actually doing a good job warding this Tribush up here, going to ward against a lot of ganks incoming. Kind of just powerballing around, and it looks like we might have a gank incoming. So Johnny's going to run up here, but she does not have enough seed. She's not close enough actually to get in here, so she's going to blue pill back. See what she gonna buy. When I Rise, he's getting harassed quite a bit. He's 21 CS versus Zig's 21, so he's hanging with him. That's really all he has to do. He's even, heading through early game, then he's doing a good job. It's what he really wants to do. So he's using that pass to deal extra damage. Trinimir going in here, chunking away with Chop Chop. Big Sword of Doom. We're sitting 24 CS versus Dirk's 22, so even there. Everywhere's pretty even early game. Teams warm up. No big ganks really coming in yet, except for the fail Rammus gank. Both teams started in this. So this is a pretty passive game. Matt Damon again, they do have pretty good team coordination, especially early game. They're pretty good at winning their lane, so it's good to see how this is going to press forward. Johnny actually been getting caught out here by Rammus. Rammus is actually taunted Johnny. Satchel charge, good placement to knock her back. She's going to flash out of this. She will be safe. So no kill for her. It looks like York is back and Rise is back. Rise went blue crystal, so he actually didn't have enough. Oh, he does have enough. Or no, he doesn't have enough to buy into tier. That is unfortunate. He's going to be short of tier. He's going to buy a ward, try to protect himself from ganks from Rammus. Rammus, meanwhile, coming bottom really, really hard. Powerball incoming. Sirocco has to flash out of this. And now Rammus can actually back out of this and come back at another time. Maybe even loop around. There's no wards up here, so they actually do not know this is coming on. Sirocco's going to ward right now. And now they do see this is up. SF's Yum Yum, the Corky 4-team TBD. What are the higher ELO players? Mama again going in, feeling like he can trade with York, which he can do. Johnny looks like she's rotating down, gonna hop over that wall to do golems. You can use that mobility to dash around and do jungle very, very quickly. And the lane really being frozen out of here. And Model Minority tower dives York at top. Missing it, picking up first blood, so I guess his Trinimir isn't so bad. Able to pick up first blood there. Rise rotating top, trying to help out here. Will he catch Trinimir? Blue pill will go down. He doesn't want to face check that. Then Brush going to pop his desperate power to clear out this wave, get some of that creep farm, make sure it isn't lost. Johnny Rubito rotating mid. It looks like Trinimir popped all his summoners there, Ignite and Ghost. Make sure that kill happened. Make sure York could not get escape. York meanwhile going to take this time to try to farm up, push this lane as much as he can. York not very mobile for top. Ziggs now farming away 43 CS to Rise's 46. So Rise, still hanging in there. He's doing what he needs to do. Rise is a tricky player to play early, especially because his auto attack is very slow and not that great of animation. But great pressure down here. We actually haven't seen Sejani come down bottom, but they do have this Tribush warded with a pink, which is very, very smart. Able to clear out any wards there. Soraka actually did place a ward there earlier, but did get cleared out, so Rammus will have another shot coming down bottom here if he wants to. It looks like he might head that way. Blue should be coming back up. Pretty shortly, yeah. Rise rotating over to it right now. Ooh, Ziggs trying to go for the steal, but it's a little bit too late, and that is an advantage of playing Ziggs. You can steal those buffs, which that would be huge if you could steal that blue buff with Ziggs.
That actually right there was what the CV would actually been in play if we would have known that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, up top, Trinimir
beating the crap out of Yorick again. This is a good matchup for Trinimir. He's very good against these characters. He can sustain so well. And so Johnny coming up, he's just going to plant a ward and just see that. Johnny not going to be able to help out Yorick here. And the problem is for them is that Trinimir is getting farmed up. Model Miner is very, very good mechanically at last hitting. From what I've seen. Yeah, huge gank coming down. There we go, flash over the wall. Ooh, Flash is just out of the taunt. And Rise is still on the run. Might still help come up. He can't run down. to turn around, do some damage. Powerball incoming. He's going to back out of this too low on damage. Zig's actually going to back out of this. Oh, another in trouble. Satchel charge over the wall. Kuna's actually going to be caught out here, left for dead. The Johnny coming, getting sandwiched. Rest of her team not following up on that. But good job with that satchel charge, jumping out of that, getting safe. 1-1 now, and the gold is absolutely perfectly even until it ticks up 0.1 and I'm wrong. But pretty much even at this point in the game. But yeah, model minority 89 CS. And a dragon pickup. So that's actually huge. That dragon, the quick, realizing that they did have that kill picked up, TBD is actually going to pick up a dragon here and pull ahead a little bit in gold. So smart heads-up play by them. So Johnny's been doing a good job this game so far. Coming out when G's needed. Ping at Rise, pushing down the middle turret. Rise actually looking pretty strong here with his blue buff. Liking his play, his again, Puka again, one of those players to watch, one of the strongest players here for Zombie Upsall. Well, SS Yum Yum 85 CS to 75, so has a little bit of advantage to this, even though he's been pressed against his turret this entire time, which is pretty actually impressive.
And meanwhile, up top,
Chamber gonna pop his ult to get out of this safely, even with that gank. And looking at the tops, York actually has to teleport. Has a little bit of coming down. Now there's going to be a huge trade. Ziggs actually with the advantage here, but Rice sticking through that with that desperate power, getting a little bit of that spell vamp, almost pulling the lead and winning against Ziggs right there. Very, very close trade in mid. Both players going for it. Rise looking to go back behind. He's going to buy his catalyst straight up. It's going to make him even more tanky, give him even more mana, buff all his abilities. Rise does scale off of mana instead of AP for the most majority part. His overcharge actually was nerfed recently, and overload, and it gives you 7.5% of your mana actually is converted into damage. So very, very potent actually. And basically you end up just building tanky items, and Rise, because of the mana action, naturally becomes very, very strong. So hence the tier and the catalyst. And items like Glacial Shroud. Catalyst turns into Banshee's Veil, typically. Tier can turn into a staff, but it doesn't usually matter. A lot of focus actually going on at Ziggs. Ziggs being run down by Sejani possibly. No incoming yet. It's going to satchel charge over the wall. Good use of the satchel charge. Satchel charge again. Ziggs a very, very fun character just simply because he has so many tools. He has that fun long range. He's just a fun character to play, and actually, if anything in this next patch, he is going to get nerfed a little bit. His roadblock. Oh, and there we go. Gank onto bottom. Pick up onto Soraka again. If you want to take out this lane with the Soraka, you can focus on the Soraka and deal a lot of damage because she will have to spend all her heals on herself. And now there's going to be heavy pressure on this turret. 13 minutes in. I don't know if they want to take this down. Typically, a lot of teams will want to leave it. But we'll see here what they decide to do. It looks like they're just going to be committed to taking this out. But it will give the other team a lot more farm room and their team a lot less farm room. Looks like they're rotating up into their own jungle. Raz again doing a great job of farming, actually really out farming Ziggs at this point. Almost about 20 CCS. Or 29 actually in this case. So it has about a kill the advantage that way. Should be rotating out. Let's see what Mr. Mamano is rocking. Has that Wriggles. Clear out some more golems up here. Very, very strong. Boots level 2 for Ash is going to actually be a lot quicker now. Be able to kite a lot more and have more attack speed. Dish out some more damage. Has her BF sword already. You know, this is what I'm talking about. A lot more farm room here. You know, bot lane's not really going to push this up in this case because it's so much more dangerous to push up this far. So Johnny waiting in the wings, looking to maybe go for the Ziggs, and just waiting for maybe an initiate from Rise to start it out. And a little bit miscoordination there. Ziggs still low on mana. There we go. Flash in there. Jump in there. Might see this Johnny ult. So Johnny ult's going to land. Slow's going down, and so Johnny will pick up the kill there. Ziggs going down to the combination of Puka and Kiman. So I'm lucky one guy actually now rotated to mid. Asher was coming for the defense, but Johnny coming out of there with her ult. Superior gank right there on the Ziggs. And another refresh blue buffs for both characters right there.
Actually, that was going for Puka right there. That arrow was aiming for Puka.
Yeah.
So.
No, this is kind of not what you want because they're able to just sit here with this farm down here. They're going to farm up all this time. It's actually going to hurt their bottom lane for taking down that turret that early. Because they were actually, I mean, Ashe was already actually behind in CS, so now it's going to become worse as we move forward. There we go. Flash in, taunt onto Rise. Rise super tanky, but great layering of CS. Rise is not going to be able to get this. Tries to go on to Ashe, and you're not going to be able to pick up Ashe's team heal going down just in time. Oh my gosh, Puka so close to a kill there, trying to make the best of a bad situation. Now a heavy pressure onto mid. York, meanwhile, pushing top as hard as he can. Corki still free farming bottom. So Johnny not going to be able to defend this just by herself. A lot of poke going down. Roadblock again, so potent. But Roadblock is getting nerfed in the next patch. York has gone back after pushing up that turret. Should have his mana immune now. Does have his mana immune. Has boots. Ninja Tab Eye, but yeah, there we go. We're going to Roadblock is going to block this ramp entry. Going to pull out Dragon. They should have this mostly for free. Blue does actually not know this is going down. Great shot by Ashe to gain vision of bottom, have vision everywhere. Wards behind and near top. So good action by Matt Damon. They have a 2K lead at this point. They're pressing hard and placing a smart ward down here. Doesn't want to get caught up too bad by this Tryndamere. Tryndamere pretty beastie at this point. Sona actually rotating up. Gonna actually clear out this ward. Very smart. Great counter warding going down here from Matt Damon. Johnny rotating in for some counter jungling. And again, you know, this Corki just keeps farming. You have to be careful because it's 146 farm Corki. I mean, that is trouble for their team as they move on farther. Because, I mean, Tryndamere is going to be scary too because he's super farmed and doing well. But the problem is he's only single target. And if they can focus him or CC him, they can actually deal with him. And they can actually make Corki so tanky. It's also going to be similar to a Tryndamere line, except for Corki does a lot more AoE damage, especially with that armor shred. Here we go. Engagement onto Mono. Mono is going to easily be able to get out of this. So Giant is trying to patrol around after doing some counter jungling. Rise heavy pressure onto mid. And Rise is going to become stronger as this game moves on. And actually, you know, at this point, probably stronger than Ziggs. At least 1v1. But Ziggs, you know, team fight so strong, especially if he has mana. Ziggs with no mana, not going to do so well against this Rise. You know, what I've seen kind of the thing to do for Ziggs players, and let's see, we go here. You don't actually see it, but DFG is a common item now. So it actually, you know, gives you even more burst with Ziggs, and also deals, helps you out with some mana regeneration problems. Rise dunking some Wraiths right there. A clear out and keep farm. Rise at 161 CS, Ziggs at 110. So farm advantage, you know, is going pretty well for TBD. But you know, on the other side, on the other end of the spectrum, you know, the kills and even up dragons, you know, keep giving Team Matt Damon a lead. If you are joining us, this is the Game Breakers LAN tournament. This is Pool B. Pool A is finished. Raise Your Weapon and BB Crunch have moved on, and they will play probably a combination of either High Risk No Reward and the winner of this game, more than likely. Depending on how the games shake out, anything is possible. We might go to tiebreakers. Should if Matt Damon wins, they probably will be seed 2, I believe. They will lock that in and move on to the semifinals. So taking heavy damage there and poking Corki. Corki really dominating the spot lane and just so much more farm than Ash at this point. Going up for that Triforce, has a Sheen, and ooh, they're moving right into Sejani's range, waiting for these creeps to move so he can land that ult. And Ash backing off really, really far, so is Sona. And a lot of action going on in this jungle, counter jungle going on. Blue has been stolen by Kunev, and they're going to back out of this. Monoman already rotating back top. Rise, sad and Lone's going to go kill some wolves, take out some aggression.